Hi, this is a very casual little video that I think could do quite well on LinkedIn. I sometimes think about things that go viral. I used to have things that went viral, and in terms of AI and everybody trying to figure out what's next, I think this might be it. I think I really had an insight today on what could be huge within the next 90 days in the Gen AI space. And so let me just jump right to it. And unlike other viral videos, not make you wait. Okay. The next big thing in generative AI is persona building. So, okay, let me just break that down. I want to predict that the hot prompt, if it's not already a hot prompt, but the hot prompt of like Q3, written into Q3 2025, is to say to commercial chat GPT for all of us who are using it, the prompt, knowing what you know about me, and especially for those of us who have plus subscriptions, knowing what you know about me, what do you think of this? And so I want to give like two examples of that. But then in my AI work outside of work, and then my AI work in humanitarian space and in a big enterprise, is that what happened today is two things came together in terms of personas and where we're at, but I still like to think I'm even a little bit ahead of that curve. So let me just explain. So, okay. So, first of all, I like to be a big ego person. And I like to say about myself, when you can see around curves, it takes people time to catch up with you. And it really is interesting because I came up with this AI at work that I can't say the name of because it's work, but let's just call it Molly. And then I have an AI outside of work that I can talk about with dusoma.com called Marla. And there are things that I've been working on that finally now I can start to talk about. And people are like, okay, I see where this fits in. I see where this makes sense. Okay, so the what is a persona and what are we talking about? So what we're kind of starting to do is that, like I said, if you go into commercial chat GPT and you say, no, knowing what you know about me, what would I think of this? And so I'm going to make a slide. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so two examples, Burning Man and Wikipedia. And let me just type in. So with Burning Man, so I've been working on this humanitarian AI thing for a while, and I use Chat GPT for all my copy to help me think things through. I have a whole course that I do that teaches people how you use creative thinking and Chat GPT. But anyway, and so as I've started my own business outside of work, it knows everything about the branding, what I'm trying to do, my business plans, because I use it for everything. And so I am launching my thing, Dusoma, at Burning Man. And so I'm learning about Burning Man because I've never gone before. And there's all these articles about like self reliance. And it's like, oh, that's hilarious because it's self reliance where like everybody's paying like $700 a ticket. These camps can cost the same as hotels. Like we are not self reliant. We are just like prepaying, and there's all this stuff about like decommodification, which is hilarious because like again, we've just paid in advance. Like yes, ice cream is free because we've all like bought a $500 ticket. So anyway, so I see this ridiculous article on the Burning Man site and I'm like, oh my god, Chat GPT, knowing what you know about me, just like tear this thing apart. This article about like bureaucracy and Burning Man and the principles, and it just nails it. It absolutely nails it. And then the other knowing what you know about me prompt is that I'm doing some stuff with Wikipedia, and I do a lot of stuff with Africa. And everybody in Africa knows the story of King Leopold II, because King Leopold II was a really, really bad guy. Like I'll just say in one sentence, if you didn't harvest enough rubber in 1900, he would cut off your kids' hands and feet. He was really, really bad. He's really like the face of evil of colonialism. Anyway, so I'm looking at the Wikipedia article, and in the Wikipedia article about King Leopold II, they're like bickering over stats, like how many little kids actually got their hands cut off, and is that number exaggerated? And I'm like, really? Really? And so I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, knowing what you know about me, be critical of this article that like gets into the minutia of like statistical, analysis for genocide. And it just nails it again. So I knew right then that the whole knowing what you know about me thing was going to be a major, major thing. But okay, so you can just stop watching the video and say like, okay, it's about persona building and that AI will get to know you and it'll create a profile that you can modify and you can make it meet your needs, and you can just stop watching this video. But let me tell you a little bit about what I've built with Dusoma, with software, and again, kind of beyond that, where I think this kind of is going. So, what first I've done is worked with my AI team, my developer team, and we're making a what I call like the WordPress of AI, because a couple years ago I was like, I just need ChatGPT's GPT maker, but I just need to see what people are typing in. Like, if I can't see what people are typing in, I cannot make this thing better. I cannot see how it's not working. I cannot see the bad results. I can't sit here looking at like a million screenshots and asking people to do that. So, the first thing of Marla, my GPT builder, is that I can see the conversation view. So, let me just skip ahead and show what that looks like. So here's my dashboard. I've got 149 messages. I help people who are starving. So let me tell you, I have no shortage of customers. And so, like, I cut off all the identifying information, but this is just like a screenshot for today. So, we're talking about like, how can AI like help you if you're a queer person in a refugee camp and your friends are getting murdered? I don't know. Can ChatGPT help you? Really. But anyway, let's just pretend it does. And so let's just see what like refugees who are just in horrible conditions, like how they use it. And so I can see all these things. Okay, persona building. So with persona building, this is what I'm realizing is that there's going to be two things that happen next. So here's my prediction. In persona building, there's going to be the need to generate your profile. Like, I'm really not going to sit there in my day job and just try to describe the work I've done for the last 7 years. I've been at my company, hypothetically. A fictitious person of me may have been at a big pharma company for 7 years, but okay, anyways, saying hypothetically, I'm not going to sit there and type all day. Like, you figure it out. AI, like, go through my files, look at my resume, look at all this stuff. Like, you figure out what I've been doing for 7 years. You figure out the skills I have. So some of it will be generated, but the intake. And so here's my big like money moment of why I think this video could do well is that what I'm doing with refugees and with Marla is that we still need to do intake, which is different than our profile being generated, because we still need to figure out needs, goals, vision, and plan. And so coincidentally, what I said to the team, the Gorham Pride 10, is I told the team, once you have a vision, you can articulate a dream. And once you have a concrete dream, you can craft a plan. And once you know the plan, you can fund it and make it happen. And I'm realizing that, like, whether you're a refugee in a camp, starving in East Africa, or whether you're a scientist at a big pharmaceutical corporation trying to figure out the next blockbuster drug or do your job better or different, um, without that intake, it can't help you. So we do have to generate the profile to know who you are, but we need to do this intake where we need to figure out, like, no different than refugees. Like, you have to have a vision for what you want out of your career, or a vision for your research, a vision for your job the next 6 months, and then a dream. And the thing that I've always been saying for the last many, many years is, what does success look like? And I know that's kind of a trope, but a dream is literally like, what does success look like? What does it look like to win? What does it look like to be successful? And I've realized that, like, reading the book Abundance, one of the things that I learned is that, like, success is literally like, what does success look like? What does it look like to win? What does it look like to be successful? And I've realized that, like, reading the book Abundance, one of the things that I learned is that, like, once you have a vision of a better future, it's so easy to go back and figure out how to make that happen. Like, so in the book Abundance, they talk about how like everybody has enough food. And all of a sudden I read that and I was like, oh my gosh, hunger is absurd. It's so easy. It is so easy to have 1/7 of the population of the globe like have some food. Like it's really not hard. Like they're not asking for like fancy Michelin meals. They're looking for like rice and beans and vegetables and a little meat and fruits and vegetables, clean water. Not expensive. Anyway, so again, so vision, dream, plan, and then it happens, and it all happens through AI doing this kind of intake. So I think that's what we're really going to start seeing, and like I always say with Marla, it's artificial intelligence and human compassion, and it's the AI that listens. And so having these dashboards and having humans who look at these things and this data, that is, I think the future. So that's my prediction. Thank you for watching.